70 kilometers from Guangzhou City in China's south, the cool, dark Huaiqi caves are where a species of bird called swiftlets make their nests. The harvesting of these edible nests to make the heavenly food bird's nest has been going on since the Tang Dynasty, more than 1,000 years ago. This ancient shrine stands as a silent guardian to those who hazard these caves. Li Lianyan is the second in his family after his grandfather to make a living harvesting bird's nest. Li has earned a reputation for being one of the best, but he still prays for protection. Barefoot and without any safety equipment, not even a rope or harness, he scampers up the sheer rock face of the cave walls, occasionally using bamboo poles to reach every craggy nook and cranny, because that is where his treasure lies.
我原來讀2年級時候，我中意爬咧，就跟個師傅學嘅要1年跟佢咧，然後咧爬上高嘅地方咧爬唔跟師傅啦，跟1年唔跟啦，即係做機器爬啦，即係爬嘅時候咧，即係好多人去爬咧，有咧都唔敢爬啲。太過危險喎，危險性太高啊！啲嘢咧就唔敢爬啦，唔敢爬咧，扭嗰啲扭一趟咧都唔爬啦。
Lee's motivation to keep risking his life is a simple bread and butter issue, an income to sustain his family. For 3 months every year, thousands of swiftlets come from different parts of Asia to nest. The birds weave their much sought-after nests from strands of saliva. The male swiftlet regurgitates a thin gelatinous strand from saliva glands under its tongue, then fashions it into a nest. The saliva works like quick-drying glue and bonds to the cave wall. Once the swiftlets vacate their nests, they are carefully removed from the cave, then delicately and thoroughly cleaned by hand. The final processed product, considered the caviar of the East, is a favorite luxury item on Chinese menus. But because bird's nest on its own has no taste, it is usually used as an accompanying ingredient in flavored soups or in gelatinous form mixed with other ingredients. The domestic market for bird's nest is booming. To satisfy its growing needs, China now imports bird's nest from Southeast Asia. This growing demand is bolstered by the greater spending power of Chinese consumers and the belief that bird's nest, like other heavenly foods, is said to have health-promoting and medicinal properties.
实际上是那个燕子唾液，这个唾液怎么可能是很好的不得了嘛？经过化验，经过现代那个营养学的化验，也不是什么很好的东西，没有什么特殊的东西。但这里面是不是这些原料当中有一种还没有化验出来的东西，有一种特别生物性的东西，对人有一种功能性的补充，现在好像还说不清楚。
While the nutritional value of bird's nest may be unclear, the degree of danger involved in harvesting it is very apparent. Climbers scale as high as 60 meters. Precariously positioned bamboo scaffolds offer scant footholds should the worst happen. And the worst has happened. Experienced climbers have plummeted to their deaths. Even Lee has had some close calls. He's also witnessed tragedy firsthand.
我原來帶過我條村個冇帶去，佢跟我去嘅，都跌落來都冇啊，跟我去嘅18歲，好危險啊啲嘢，捉唔穩啊都唔得啦，隻捉啊，個捉要綁穩嚟，原來先過3幾年啊嘛，3幾年就又捉唔穩啊嘛，佢捉綁得唔好，一上去咗一落嘅時候咧，翻落嚟嘅時候咧，你捉嗱啲樣跌落河都冇啦，跌落嗰啲石頭啊，跌落河都冇啦，真係太過危險啲石頭。
But danger or not, Lee has found another way to use his climbing skills to make more money by tempting fate for an audience. While most heavenly foods are these days savored in lavish city restaurants, they almost always originate in much humbler rural settings. Bird's Nest, for instance, was for over 100 years the mainstay of Huaiqi County's economy. Everyone was involved in its harvest. It was almost a tradition for one generation to teach the next how to climb and collect nests and how to properly clean them after each harvest. These days, only a few like Li Lian are still at it. But it isn't a year-round activity for Li. Neither is eating his harvest. That would be a luxury he simply cannot afford.
一年咧食嘅一次兩次咁上下啦，即係貴啊嘛，貴重啊嘛，即係我家庭嘅9個人口啊，係嘛，9個人係嘛，即係我條幾米揾錢係嘛，我出去買啊嘛，啲嘢咧太過食太多咧，口就口，不過話要錢啫嘛。
我不會這樣做到這樣的地步了，我飯沒辦法飯。
即係你買出去，即係變咗錢啊嘛，變咗錢咧，即係攞嚟雞啊，其他燉啊都冇問題，一錢半錢都冇問題係嘛啲嘢。
When it's the off-season and there are no nests to harvest, Li has found a way to supplement his income. It is something that pulls in the tourists. They come in droves from Taiwan, Japan, Thailand, and the rest of Southeast Asia, curious about the source of the prized bird's nest. But they're here today for something else too. They're here to be mesmerized by Li. He puts on a daring show of bravado. Instead of climbing for birds' nests, this time he climbs for a spellbound audience, their applause, and the money he hopes they will part with after the show. The bolder the stunt, the bigger the tip, so Li gives them a show to remember. One slip, a single miscalculated move, and it could end in pain or permanent disability, or worse. But Li takes his chances. Li sees this as the only way to support his family. The income earned from harvesting birds' nests alone is just not enough these days. So he takes what he feels is a calculated risk. He's counting on his 25 years of experience and his intimate knowledge of every crack and crevice etched into the walls of these timeless caves. But Li's reasoning is little comfort to his wife.
太原來係啊，唔俾爬㗎。原來嗰時候啱結咗婚之後都唔俾爬㗎，即係我硬都要爬啫。佢話太過危險啊嘛，啲嘢唔爬啦，話食粟米粥啦，話咁啊嘛，唔俾爬㗎啲嘢。
His show over, this reluctant daredevil comes back down to earth to meet his appreciative audience. It's not uncommon for them to treat him with awe.
而家攞咗咧。你老豆係咪做呢行先？啊冇攞，我阿公做㗎。你阿公做？我頭先見你啊，隻腳都震啊喺上邊。瞓落嚟嗰陣。咁啱落嚟有冇啊？啱未到嗰度啊？有。
Li has cheated death once again. For that and the money he's earned for his family today, he's grateful. For centuries, Bird's Nest has been harvested here to feed China's appetite for heavenly food. But not for long. Li Lian is planning to quit. And he's determined to be the last of the Lis to risk life and limb in the Huaiqi caves.
今年33歲，你爬4、5年啦，4年咁上下啦。即係將我而家咧起個屋啦，即係我諗。搏幾年 都唔搏啦，係嘛？真係太危險啊嘛啲嘢啊！即係我有而家就得4個細路哥啦，係嘛？你搏咁多啦咩啫啊？即係一個仔啊嘛，唔得啊一個仔，即係多仔都唔得啦，係嘛？太過危險啊嘛，都唔俾佢搞嘅，即係唔俾佢搞啦。佢大咗之後係嘛？佢有佢個工作咯，係嘛？就管唔咁多啦啲嘢。